So one problem crane drivers have is crane overrun. I say it's a problem, it's a bit of a saviour as well, in the sense that it can help. Excuse them not in the background, I can't get rid of them, I can't turn them down, it's a crash radio. So for those of you who don't know what a crane overrun is, you can call it overrun, you can call it run on. It's when you it's when you're hoisting or jibbing, and when you let go of the levers to put it into neutral, the movement carries on going. This is to prevent shock loading. So if you can imagine hoisting down at full speed, let's say you've got 10 ton on. If you was to hoist down full speed and it stop, and it would just suddenly stop dead, it would just go dong, and you'd have a big shock load of the crane. It will damage the crane. You'll be shaking around all over the place. It'll probably snap the slings or whatever's on it, the chains or whatever. So when the overrun gradually slows it down to a stop, so this eases the pressure, eases the shock load. I'll give you a bit of an example. So I'm on quite a big lifter. It's got 2 falls of rope, so the hoist is quite fast. When there's bloody noisy lot. When there's 2 falls or less, it's faster when you've got 4 falls, because it's less rope to travel through the pulleys. So this is quite fast, and the hook block is quite big. It's probably weighs about, not sure what it weighs really, half a ton at least, maybe more. So I'm going to hoist down at full speed, and then I'm going to let go of the levers, and I'll show you how much it keeps going. Going down now, building up speed, and stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that, it wasn't 4 seconds really, it's probably a little bit less than 4, probably counted too quick there, but that has carried on going for about 8-9 meters at full speed, you can imagine. So the problem is, that was at full speed, so now let's do it, let's hoist up in 3 at slower speed. There's 5 speeds for full speed, so I've let go in 3, that's even gone maybe a metre. Hoist down in 3, and I'll tell you when I'll stop, and that's carried on going. So what we find is, when the banksman is guiding us, but instead of giving us distances or meters to slow down, they'll just say stop. It's the same with the slew or the jib. They'll tell you where to go. They say keep going, they'll say keep going, and then they'll say stop. So what they don't count, they don't take the overrun into account, which is a nightmare on a blind lift. When you can see the load, then when you can see where it's going, it's not so much of a problem because you can slow down yourself. But on a blind lift, it can be very, very dangerous. I've had incidents before where the load or the hook block has smashed into the ground, where they just haven't told me to slow down. You know, it could kill someone. You can imagine that hook block there smashing into you, it could kill someone. So that's overrun. So are any slingers out there, all crane drivers that are new to it, you know to go down your gears slowly and come to a stop. I prefer slingers to give me meters. When I'm going down, tell me, let's say 20 meters left, 15 meters left, 10 meters left, 5 meters left, hand on tag line, hand on load, and then I know then how much I need to slow down. Some of them like to give you speeds, like gears, but all cranes are different, so they won't know what the gears are. 90% of the time they'll get the gears wrong because all the cranes are different. So if they tell you meters or feet, if you're old school, then you can get an idea of what speed you need to be in. When they say hand on tag line, you know that you haven't got long left, you can slow it down. And then when they say hand on load, then you know you need to start going really slowly. And then when they say like a foot left, then you need to be in like 1 or creep or whatever, depending on the size of the load, to land it. All overruns are different, depends on what crane you're on, what configuration it is, how many falls of rope there are, the size of the load, the weight of the load, because if it's really heavy then the hoist is going to be slower. So it all depends, you just got to get used to the crane and what it does. Yeah, so that's it really. Don't think there's much I can add to that. It's just a little bit of the information that I think is quite useful.
It's not as good as that one, John, with the hole in the bottom of his piss bottle.
Oh, it's the Northern Mafia. Chatting away. Right, laters, that'll do for me.